Welcome back to the channel. If you've watched our previous video, you know that we've just arrived in Amsterdam. And this video will be a review on the W, but before we get there, I wanted to let you know that we took a car service from the airport to the hotel and from the hotel to the airport when it was time to go back. And we did that through Viator, which was helpful because the guy who picked us up knew where we would be coming out with our luggage. He helped us with it to the car. He knew exactly where the hotel was. And when we were returning, he knew exactly where our gate was for us to check back in. So all those things were super helpful. And we're not sponsored by Viator, but I would recommend them if you are looking for a private car service. But you're really here to watch my review on the W, right? So let's get started. We arrive at the W, and it's exactly what you would expect when you arrive there, right? The outside is clean, it looks nice, there's bellboys that help you, there's friendly customer service at the front desk to check you in, and all the things. So we're like thinking we're about to go lay down and relax, right? But no. We tried booking the room for the night before when we actually arrived because we did arrive in the morning. But the W has a policy that you cannot book a room if you don't check in that same day. So even though we would have paid for the room overnight, though we wouldn't have slept in the bed, they didn't let us do it. And they guaranteed us that they would do the best to accommodate us once we landed, and so did American Express. But when we arrived, they said, none of the rooms are ready. It's not going to be ready for hours. We're kind of disappointed, honestly. There's no way to sugarcoat that. They did take our bags and hold on to them, right? So we can walk around the city. And I will do a video on all the cool things that we saw, not just this day, but throughout the whole trip in Amsterdam. But honestly, that first day we were so tired. We walked around the city for as long as we could, but we were dragging our feet and we were just done. So we went back, and the receptionist told us that there was a bar lounge area that we could go to. And we did do that. It was kind of weird though, because when you get up here, there's tables and it's beautiful. There's not a wait staff in sight. There's not a bartender. There's no one, but there were two other tables sitting outside, and that's where we went as well. And one of the tables left kind of quickly, so I don't know what their thing was, but the other table stayed. They had food and drinks, but I don't know how they got them because we never saw a person, and we scanned the QR code that they had on the table to get the menu, but it really wasn't much help because we never saw anyone to even try and order a drink from. That was really disappointing, honestly. We're tired, we're gross, we're thirsty, we're hungry, and we're sitting here because we don't want to walk around anymore, and we don't want to go sit in a nice restaurant when we're still in our clothes for the last 24 hours. Once we finally get to our room, right, it is a nice room. There are lots of things that I like about this room. The bed was comfortable. I know that seems kind of funny to say, but we've all slept in a bed that breaks your back. This wasn't one of them. And they had multiple size pillows, as far as their firmness and how thick they were. And again, it seems like something silly, but if you need a thin pillow, sleeping on a big pillow is a big deal. Or if you need a big pillow and you're trying to stack a bunch of thin pillows, it's kind of a big deal. The fact that they had a bunch of different variations of firmness and thickness and all the things really was nice. I also appreciated the fact that the lights were automatic by buttons on the side of the bed, and so were the blinds. And there were two layers of blinds. They had a screen shade for, I guess, during the day, so you still get the daylight. And then they also had a blackout curtain, and for obvious reasons, right? When you're trying to go to sleep, you don't want to see the hotel lights or the car lights or all the things. I also appreciated having the couch in there and the TV. We didn't really play the TV, but sometimes just having background noise while you're getting dressed is nice. However, I hate when the bathroom is not separated. And I know that this is in style right now because it is not just the W, and I'm sure it's to make the rooms feel bigger. But if you're like me and you get up 20 minutes before your partner to get dressed, one, you want them to be able to sleep in those extra 20 minutes, right? And two, like I'm trying to do my makeup in the dark and be quiet and not use my hairspray in my hair until he's awake and all the things. So while it looks nice, it's just not very practical. And the toilet's tucked away, but it's like, you don't get brownie points for that. That's for obvious reasons, right? Like, let's just be honest. But at one point, we actually did have a leak in the bathroom. The guy came in, we called the front desk, and he was there in less than 30 minutes and he was able to fix it and it wasn't an issue again. But it's still kind of weird that it happened. You would think they'd be staying on top of these maintenance things better. And talking about maintenance, something else that I found really strange was that the utility carts were never tucked away. It didn't matter the time of day, and it wasn't just when the ladies were going around and changing the sheets or changing out towels or all the things. Even at nighttime, they just kind of had them tucked in the hallway, and not like one or two, it was more than four. I just don't understand it. In a hotel like the W, they should have a utility closet or somewhere else to tuck these utility carts because it's not aesthetically pleasing. Moving on from the carts, I do want to say that the hotel had multiple restaurants. They had a tea restaurant, a steak restaurant, and like I guess a buffet area. We did not eat at either of the nicer restaurants because it just didn't work out with our schedule. We actually did make reservations to eat at the steak restaurant because they show the aging meat like in the hallway, and I love meat. So when I saw that, I was like, we have to eat there, right? But unfortunately, just the way our schedule was, like in order for us to have made it to the restaurant reservations, it literally would have costed us half a day. We just decided that that wasn't worth it, right? We're in a new city and we'd rather explore. So we did cancel those reservations despite the meat looking so good. But we did eat at the buffet, but only for breakfast. And honestly, it met expectations. It was good, but it's not something I'd say go out of your way for. Or if you're going somewhere else that's going to have food, I'd say just wait and eat there, right? Because we did not eat there every morning. The days that we had later tours, we actually did stop at other restaurants because one, it's not free. You have to charge it to your room. And two, it really is just okay. You get full from it and it was good, but nothing like beyond expectations. Something else that I thought was strange about this hotel is that despite them constantly having someone working on an elevator, one was always down. So for the entire hotel, there was literally one elevator that serviced all the guests. And some days, the line to get into the elevator or waiting on your floor for the elevator to come to you was such a long wait that we just ended up taking the steps because it was quicker for us and we wanted to just get on with our day. I don't know if something happened, and they were visibly working on the elevator, but it's still just another weird thing, kind of like the leak above the toilet, right? Like, why are you playing whack-a-mole with problems and not staying on top of your maintenance? But the real question, would I recommend the W? And honestly, that depends 100% on when your flight gets there or when you arrive at the W. If you arrive at a normal guest check-in time, or you can meet whatever random timeline they've set for you to check in by, sure, I would recommend it. The hotel was clean, the staff was nice, the bed was comfortable, all the things you would expect to get from a nice hotel. However, if you arrive early morning like us, I would honestly say no. Because while all those things were nice, I am sure that there has to be another hotel that is just as nice that would have let us check in the night before. And it is a big deal because we did arrive there in the morning and we did have a tour later that day. So, like, sitting around and waiting and hoping and just like being gross in their lounge area was not something that was ideal for us. And I know I'm not always rainbows and butterflies when I'm giving our reviews, but they truly are from our perspective and what we felt. So like and subscribe and stay tuned because our Amsterdam tours are coming.